Omicron found to grow 70 times faster than Delta in bronchial tissue.
Here's a summary of the article.
The Omicron COVID variant has been found to multiply about 70 times quicker than the original and Delta versions of coronavirus in tissue samples taken from the bronchus, the main tubes from the windpipe to the lungs, in laboratory experiments that could help explain its rapid transmission. The study, by a team from the University of Hong Kong, also found that the new variant grew 10 times slower in lung tissue, which the authors said could be an indicator of lower disease severity. Therefore, taken together with our recent studies showing that the Omicron variant can partially escape immunity from vaccines and past infection, the overall threat from the Omicron variant is likely to be very significant. Graphic Jeremy Camille, an associate professor of microbiology and immunology at Louisiana State University Health Shreveport, pointed out that Delta, which turned out to be more pathogenic, showed a similar pattern of replicating more slowly in the lungs. These authors found Omicron replicates fantastically well, even far better than either Delta or the original virus, in bronchial tissue, Camille said. By 24 hours, the Omicron variant had replicated about 70 times more than Delta and the original variant. The findings, together with other recent work showing Omicron infects cells more readily, add to an emerging picture that the variant may be intrinsically more transmissible in addition to evading existing immunity.
This post received a score of 3,800, with an upvote ratio of 92%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Kind of important, but certainly not as clickbaity.
So it's become optimized to grow really well in the one tissue it needs to grow in to distribute itself to more people, but at the same time got worse at infecting deeper tissues. That sound about right?
Yup, that's what I got out of it as well. Which is a good thing, it's less damaging to your lungs, which is the main cause of deaths. Hopefully this trend of new variants continues and it become even less damaging.
Evolution at work. Hard to propagate yourself when you kill the host. But if you can make the severity less but the virality higher, then it stands much higher chance to survive and replicate. In 10 years' time, we'd still be living with COVID, but it would become another flu-like disease that you can beat with just a shot.
As always, I'm more concerned about long-haul COVID symptoms. Hopefully these pills address some of those persisting symptoms in the near future and people can find some relief.
Yeah, long COVID is the real threat that nobody including top health officials want to talk about. It's completely debilitating. Had it since February and am just finally getting over it thankfully. Many are still suffering 2 years in. If I get COVID again, I'd rather it kill me than bring back the long-haul symptoms. It's a genuine living nightmare.
Now, we just have to get a whole lot of bronchial tissue and hold it over a cliff in the hopes that the Omicrons leap to their death to reach it. Or is that overly optimistic?
You keep those kind of good ideas up and my in-laws will happily vote for you.
We'll build a bronchial tissue wall and make the coronaviruses pay for it.
I execute judgment on you COVID-19. I execute judgment on you death metal place.
Wow. I feel like 70x is a lot.
Yep, that was my reaction too. That is a huge change in rate.
Right in the IgA, the fastest decaying antibody that lives right in the sinuses.
Well, there goes 2022. Crap.
I have no evidence to back this up, but my gut feeling is that Omicron is the beginning of the end for COVID. It will outcompete Delta and its next variants will be flu-level danger or lower.
What is of primary importance is the clinical syndrome and its severity. Now this research may be helpful in hinting at aspects of treatment or timeline if transmission, but you always got to keep your eye on what the patient looks like and how bad their symptoms are.
Well, yeah, look at the muscles on that variant compared to Delta. But, more transmissible, and non-lethal would be great news, wouldn't it?
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.